another session so that we can be able to have a discussion on math, and we are going to look at how do you solve non-calculator paper of 058 Vape March 2025. So we're going to have a candid discussion on how you're supposed to go through different questions without having a calculator. If you're new to ProfLearn YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload further tutorials, you'll be notified. In ProfLearn YouTube channel, we do math and physics, and we also have sessions whereby we do predicted papers for May, June, Feb, March exams, and October, November exams. So feel free to join our Patreon page so that you can be able to access different documents I usually have in this particular channel. To start up, we are given this paper of Feb March 2025. So we're going to look at what are the areas that were tested there. Question 1, we are told that oranges cost 220 rupees per kilogram. We are supposed to work out the cost of 9 kg of these oranges. So which means that 1 kg is 220 rupees, but we need to ask ourselves, what about 9 kg? So that is going to be cross multiplication. So meaning that we are going to cross 9 times 220 over 1 kg, and kg will cancel out. And if you're going to multiply, you're going to get 1980 rupees for that case. And second question was, the question that was asked was a question to do with time, how long it takes, how many hours it takes the journey. Remember, you are going to take the arrival time minus the departure time so that you can be able to get the answer for that. You need to remember that if you have less minutes, for instance, here you have less minutes and you have 18 minutes and you're supposed to subtract 40. So meaning you are going to borrow an hour from the hour section here, then you will add that 1 hour, which is equals to 60 minutes plus 18, you get 78. Then now from here, when you borrowed 1, you remained with 13. Then now from here, you can comfortably subtract. You can comfortably subtract that given point. In question number 3, candidates were told a quadrilateral has 1 line of symmetry and the diagonals of the quadrilateral cross at right angles. So which means that if they are crossing at right angles and 1 line of symmetry, then basically this is a kite, and then students could get some good marks there. Question 4, as well as you are preparing for these exams, make sure you know how to use substitution. Yeah, you may be given questions like this and then you are told to substitute and get the value. Now, like for instance, we are given the formula V is equals to, the formula is V is equals to 4mp squared. Then you are supposed to find V when m is 10 and the p is -3. So what you are supposed to remember is that whenever you are squaring a number, basically it becomes, if it was a negative, it becomes a positive. So that was very important for students to have remembered at that given point, because it was supposed to be 10 times 4, which is 40, times 9, because -3 squared is positive 9, and that is going to be 360. Find the positive value of p when v is equals to 3200 and m is equals to 2. Then here I decided to work out or change the subject of the formula. This one, I changed the subject of the formula. I made p the subject, and then I substituted. You can see, you can cancel out. You will have your answer as 20, like that. Question number 5, candidates were supposed to do the arrangement from the smallest to the largest, or you can be told to arrange from in ascending order. Ascending order means from the smallest to the largest. And for you to have understood what to do here, the most important area or the most important thing that you are supposed to do is to ensure that you convert all this measurement into the same units. Now I decided to convert them into millimeters. So that for me to convert meters to millimeters, I need to multiply by 1000. For me to convert centimeters to millimeters, I need to multiply by 10. This one, no conversion taking place because already it's in millimeters. Then for me to convert kilometers to millimeters, I need to multiply by 1 million. Then now from here, you can see this is 30, 29, 32, and 20. And that means that if we do the arrangement, we shall start with the list, which was 20, and that is corresponding to what? The values in kilometers there, 2.9, 0.03 meters, and the largest is what? 32 millimeters in that case. So basically, that's what the candidates were expected to do, arranging them from the smallest. But remember, for you to do that, the only thing that you are expected to do is to ensure that you convert so that they are in the same unit, so that you can be able to compare same units. So of which we are supposed now to arrange them, and that became what we were expected to do in this particular question. Moving to question number 6, candidates were being tested whether they understood how to work out area of compound shapes. And in this case, this shape that we are having here is a trapezium. So some candidates decided to show how powerful they are by using this formula. Area is equals to A plus B times H, whereby 15 is our A and 9 is our B, because A and B are usually those lines, those sides which are basically parallel. Yeah. And then we can now say this is going to be a half into 15 plus 9, then times 8, which is the height. Then you can see now we are going to have 24, isn't it? Half times 24 times 8, 2 can go to 24 12 times, and 12 times 8 is going to translate to something like 96. Yeah, 96 centimeter square. So that's some of the candidates who taught that way. Other candidates observed that this shape can be subdivided into two shapes. This shape can be divided into two shapes. A trapezium is made of a triangle and also a rectangle. Then from there, the candidate decided to say, okay, this is area A, and another candidate said this is area B. Then from there, we could now say, therefore, we are going to find area of the triangle, because this is 15 and the other 9 here is 9. So 15 minus 9 here is going to be 6. So that is the base of the triangle there. And then we can now say area of the rectangle is 9 times 8, 72. And then we can now proceed and say here, this is going to be 24, right? Then we can now add the 2 so that we can be able to get the total area, which is 96. Any student who used either method could score all the marks at that given point. Moving further, so that we can be able to see another question that was asked, is the question about inequalities. Students were given a number line and they were supposed to write down the inequality X represented on the number line. Now, to do this, you need to remember that whenever you have a point shaded, you have to say equals to. So you had to say equals to. So candidates were to write here, this is X, because on the X, on the number line is in terms of X, so we shall remember there. X is greater than -3, less than, but equals to, because this is shaded here. This is shaded like that. So we have to include the equality part of it, and that is going to be 4. Then we transfer it here so that we can be able to make the examiner happy. So once we've done this, we are going to look at question number 8. Question number 8 was talking about probability. And in this section, probability, as a candidate, you are supposed to remember that the total probability is usually 1. So meaning that 0.3 plus 0.25 plus the draw's probability must give us 1. So meaning, first let's find the sum. 0.3 plus 0.25, that is 0.55. Then now for us to find for the draw, it would be 1, because the total probability it is always 1, minus 0.55, and if you work it out, you are going to get your answer being equivalent to 0.45. So this is 0.45. So candidates were sorted by getting 2 marks there. Then we are told that Priyanka plays this game 120 times. Work out the expected number of games she wins. Expected number of games she wins. So remember, for us to find the probability for winning is basically 0.3, which we can write as 3 over 10. 0.3 is the same as 3 over 10. So which means that we can be able to say, therefore, number of games won was 3 over 10 times the number of times she played the game. So this is going to be equivalent to 0 cancels out. So this is 36. We transfer it here to make the examiner happy. Question number 9, you may be asked questions like this, whereby you are told that write each number correct to one significant figure, work out an estimate for D. And 1.95 correct to one significant figure, that is like it's 2. So we can write this as D is going to be 2. 9.92 correct to one significant figure is 10. So 10 squared over 8 here. Then if you simplify this, you are going to have your this 4, that is 20 times, so that is 25. Okay, so 4 goes to 100, 25 times, so that becomes 25. Square root of 25 becomes plus or minus, and that is going to be plus or minus 5. All right, so we can write 5 there and then proceed to the next part. And in the next question is about polygons, and different sections of the polygons are joined together. And at this given point, you are supposed to remember that n sides, the number of sides of a polygon is going to be 360 divided by the exterior angle. So if you have the exterior angle and you want to find the number of sides, basically what you need to do is to take 360 divided by the exterior angle. Okay. And then number 2, we are given a ratio, so the total ratio here is 12, so that we can be able to express A as a fraction, B as a fraction, C as a fraction. But remember, we are told that show that polygon C has twice the number of sides as polygon B. Yeah, as polygon B. So meaning that we need to know the size of interior angles of polygon C and B. Then they will enable us to find the size of the exterior angle, and the exterior angle now will enable us find the number of sides. Now let me walk you slowly on how you need to go about that. So the first thing that you're going to do is to express find the interior angle for B. The interior angle for B is going to be 4 over 12 times 360, because all these angles are their angle at their point. Yeah, all these polygon now they are forming angle at a point. Then we are going now to say that this is going to be 4 over 12 times 360. So the exterior angle for this case, this is going to be 3 times. and this is 120. This is 120. Then we need also to find for exterior angle for C. Now, whatever we have here is the interior angle for B, which is 120. Then we're going to find again interior angle for C, because those ratios that were given there were given as ratios of interior angles. Then we're going to multiply by 360 also for C, and that is going to translate to 150. So something else you need to remember is that exterior angle plus interior angle is 180, because exterior and interior angle, they form a straight line. So we can also say exterior is 180 minus interior angle. Then meaning, if you look at these two angles, they form a straight line. Okay? So exterior angle for C is going to be 180 minus 150, which is going to translate to 30 degrees. And for B is going to be 180 minus 120, which is going to translate to 60 degrees. Then now we can be able to say number of sides for C is going to be N is equals to 360 divided by the size of the exterior angle for C, which is 30. And that is going to be 12 sides. And for B, it's N is equals to 360 over the exterior angle, which is 60. And that is going to be 6. Then from here, you can see the number of sides for C is twice the number of sides for polygon B. So that is basically what candidates or a candidate was supposed to do in order to earn all the marks for this particular question. Moving to the next question. In the next question here, we are given a company, or we are told that a company sells items either on a website, because you understand most of the shops nowadays, they are selling things either online or in their shops. So in that way, data was collected regarding of how the sales were. And then you can see now we have percentage sales and also months. So you can see sales for the shops and the sales for the website. This is a compound bar graph, because you can see now the lower one is the sales for the website and the top one is the sales in the shop. Now let's see the first question. But one box, you need to understand the scale that was used in this particular question. One box is equals to 2%. So let's go ahead and see the first question. In April, 17/20 of the company sales were on website. So if it's 17/20, so meaning that this one is the fraction. So you can be able to calculate the percentage. So we can work out the percentage for the website. So that is 17/20 times 100. And that translates to 5 times 17, which is 85. So this is 85%. So if the sales were 85 for the shop, then it means that, for the 85 was for the website, then 15% will be for the shop. So meaning sales in the shop is going to be 100. And see all the sales have to be 100, so we can be able to say this is going to be 100. We just move this so that I can be able to make this clear. You can be able to see that this is a bit unclear. Yeah, so this black one that we have here is basically representing sales in the shop. This one, sales in the shop. All right, so we are supposed to okay, so once we have that, for the shop, that is going to be 100 minus 85%. And if you work it out, you're going to get 15%. So we are going to move up to 85 somewhere here. Okay, then I need to add the other one for 15%. So let me just take that, copy it, and then move it. So that's how we were supposed to complete that particular diagram at that given point. So basically, that's all that you are expected to do in this particular section. Hili ni tenda hili. Hili ni tenda. Mic testing 1 2. Mic testing. Hili ni tenda le. Hili ni tenda le. Hili ni tenda le.